in the Supreme Master Ching International Association news from Korea.
평화로운 비건 세상 우리 스승님 꿈꾸는 세상.
With the recent launch of the Korean edition of Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, Love is the Only Solution, our association members in Korea printed and distributed 33,000 copies to pedestrians free of charge, as well as placing them in Loving Heart vegan restaurants and mailing them to public organizations. Our association's Korean centers also celebrated the book launch via Zoom link with others able to tune in through a live stream on YouTube. Following a prayer for Ukraine and thoughts from the center's representatives, messages were heard from several respected non-member individuals who shared their positive feedback after reading Master's book.
그 책에서도 말씀하신 것처럼 이번에 전 세계적인 그 팬데믹의 위기가 온 코로나는 결국 우리가 인간이 그 육식을 하게 되면서 동물로부터 온 질병이고, 우리 인간이 애시당초 육식을 하지 않았다면 정말 이렇게 세계적인 재난을 겪을 필요도 없었던 것이죠.
비건법을 제정해서 문제를 좀 해결하자 이렇게 나오는 것은 그 상당히 의미 있는 일이라고 생각이 됐습니다.
그 내용 중에 동물을 사랑한다면 비건 채식을 권하셨고, 그리고 지구를 사랑한다면 환경을 지켜야 하고, 그리고 세상을 사랑한다면 지구를 구하여야 한다라는 이러한 단호한 문구들이 있었는데, 그러한 내용들이 왜 우리가 사랑을 통해서 지구를 구할 수밖에 없는 상황인지 절로 이해할 수 있게 하는 굉장히 중요한 표현이었다고 생각을 합니다.
동물들을 음식으로 생각한다라고 하는 거 너무 끔찍한 일이에요. 스승님께서는 깊은 명상 그리고 어떤 깨달음, 그런 각성을 통해서 아마 그런 고통과 슬픔을 어느 누구보다도 더 깊게 뼈저리게 느끼실 거라고 생각을 해요. 그 말씀에 저도 굉장히 공감을 하고 있고, 어떤 식으로든 의식이 먼저 깨어난 사람들이 앞장을 서야 된다.
이것이 많은 사람들에게 읽혀져서 인류가 이 환경 문제를 극복하고 코로나 팬데믹의 위기를 극복하는데 큰 힘이 될 수 있기를 바랍니다.
나비 효과라는 게 있는데 책이 그런 효과를 가져오지 않을까 하는 느낌을 가지게 됐습니다.
세상을 비추는 스승님에 따라 비건 세상을 만들어 가세. 온 세상 온 우주 축하하네. 사랑이 유일한 해결책이다.
With appreciation to our Korean association members, we too rejoice in Master's uplifting and vital message of vegan love as the foremost solution to today's crisis. Our gratitude, most beloved Master, for teaching us the way to lasting world peace. May divine light awaken the true loving nature within all of humankind. Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, Love is the Only Solution, is free for download at loveforpeace.org.
Research shows substantial increases in blood clot risk for COVID-19 patients. A study from Sweden concluded that in the first 30 days after contracting SARS-CoV-2, the risk of pulmonary embolism, a life-threatening blood clot in the lungs, is elevated by approximately 33-fold. The data collected from over 1 million Swedish patient records also showed that the chances of deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot that usually occurs in the legs, increases by nearly 5-fold. Furthermore, the heightened risk for pulmonary embolism remains for 6 months after the infection, while that of deep vein thrombosis continues for 3 months. Not only individuals who suffered severe COVID-19 symptoms and those with underlying medical conditions were more vulnerable to such blood clots, but patients with mild symptoms face a higher possibility of getting them as well. Many thanks for the concerning study, Swedish and collaborating scientists. To avoid the adverse health impacts of zoonotic outbreaks, may humanity swiftly embrace the wholesome vegan lifestyle in God's omniscience.
National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA, invents extremely strong alloy. The United States Space Agency recently created a new alloy for rocket engines that is twice as strong, 3.5 times more flexible, and 1,000 times more durable under stress than currently used materials. Able to withstand extremely high temperatures, alloy GRX 810 will allow vast performance improvements and have major implications for the future of space flight. To develop the new alloy, the engineers utilized computational models as well as 3D printing and achieved in a short time what would ordinarily take years. Way to go, NASA, on your new material that will help humans to delve further into the mysteries of the universe. In celestial glory, may our scientific achievements be matched with an increasingly elevated global consciousness as we choose a future of peace and nobility.
Australian state purchases land and transfers it back to Aboriginals. The Queensland government recently purchased over 131,000 hectares of land that was previously used to raise cow people for meat and transferred it to an Aboriginal land trust for protection. The vast area contains tracts of undisturbed ecosystems which feature warm savanna, heathlands, tropical rainforests, and more. Now to be cared for by the Atambaya and Witati peoples, it is one of the largest land transfers of its kind in Queensland's history that links up almost 1 million hectares of protected habitat. Thank you, Queensland Government, for your fair return of the majestic land to its original keepers, the Witati and Atambaya peoples. In the love of the Providence, may all nations make extra efforts to conserve our beautiful planet and the gentle beings that reside here.
Young Kenyan engineer makes paving bricks from plastic waste. Nzambi Mati from Nairobi, Kenya, founder of the startup Jijenji Makers, was a winner of the UN Environment Programme's Young Champion of the Earth 2020 for her innovation to recycle plastic bottles into building blocks. Miss Mati developed a prototype to mix plastic pieces with sand at a high temperature and compress it into blocks that are light in weight but stronger than concrete, up to 15% less expensive than their traditional counterparts. The recycled plastic bricks are being used for driveways, sidewalks, and roads in Nairobi. Jijenji Makers has brought employment opportunities to over 100 people and recycled 50 metric tons of plastic in 2021. The company envisions doubling the amount of recycled plastic this year, with some blocks to be used in affordable housing construction. Our accolades, Nzambi Mati and Jijenji Makers, may you inspire others to likewise improve waste management for a greener environment in heaven's guidance.
Vegan powerlifter in the United Kingdom sets national female records. Sophia Ellis recently set 6 national records at the British Women's Classic Championships. Her efforts included deadlifting a massive 237.5 kilograms, which is also an unofficial record for Europe. Miss Ellis has been vegan for 10 years and attributes a large part of her success of holding over 20 national and international records to the power of quick recovery on a plant-based diet. In June this year, she will compete in the World Championships, where she hopes to take a title following her bronze medal achievements in the 2021 event. Congratulations, Sophia Ellis, and we wish you good fortune in the coming competitions. In God's illuminating wisdom, may more athletes of our world switch to the vegan diet, as they also demonstrate the strength of true compassion.
brave Canadian veterinarian traveled to Ukraine to help animal people. Having volunteered in many underserved countries over the past 5 years, Dr. Cliff Redford and his 20-year-old daughter Emily recently traveled to Poland and then crossed into Ukraine to help at an animal people shelter in Lviv. Tenants there had either been entrusted by their caregivers who had to quickly escape or were found living on the streets after the invasion. The kind-hearted veterinarian had brought over 220 kilograms of much-needed supplies to the shelter that is housing 300 dog people and others such as a goat kid named Maya, whose caregiver promised to come back for her. Dr. Redford so far had treated injuries, sometimes as a result of Russian attacks, and also provided additional training to the shelter's staff. He said of his patients, "They are displaced, they are hurt, they are scared, just like the people." Dr. Redford is a Shining World Compassion Award recipient and previously received a $15,000 humble contribution from Supreme Master Ching to support his charitable endeavors. Kudos, Dr. Cliff Redford and Emily, for your loving work. We pray for peace to quickly return to Ukraine, bringing safety for all beings in divine protection.
Supreme Master Ching is deeply grateful to the most merciful, beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy and/or any good cause over the years as a humble vessel for Here's compassion and love toward Here's precious children.
As we are reporting this news, Supreme Master Ching is arranging to send another $15,000 to Dr. Cliff Redford to humbly support your noble deed, which helps the most in need, voiceless victims. May all go well with you and the loving animal people you risk your life for. God love.